while we're on Netflix, man, did you, I don't know, have you heard about this new phenomenon called Squid Game?
Heard of it? I'm one of the few people who have yet to see it.
Um, I was with you until as of late, man. I was just like, I'm not going to let society get me this time. Like, literally, everybody was talking about this thing, and I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to hold off, and I broke. I
Dang.
fell right into the trap, man. So I did end up watching it. It was actually a very good series. It was it's Netflix number one most streamed, most watched series of all time, and
Wow.
it just came out, and I'm just like, how the hell did this happen so quickly? But I mean, it literally took the world by storm. Um, so it's a really dope story, um, and what I got from this is that this is a social experiment testing human nature at its core. There's so many hidden meanings and stuff in this show, but one thing that I really did take from this is this: how will humans react when faced with adversity, when faced with certain challenges that come down to life or death,
Huh.
and it's very interesting, man, and it makes you think like, if this was to be true, how accurate would this actually be? Um, I would argue that it probably would be pretty accurate because
I haven't even seen it, and I bet you it's accurate.
yeah, yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. No, I'm trying to say if there's any way I could talk about this without spoiling it. I mean, damn near most of the world watched it except for Austin. But I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for my man Austin, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, man. But
And look, spoilers don't ruin shows for me because if I'm gonna go
okay,
watch it, I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm gonna like it or I'm not.
I feel you.
Either way.
I feel you.
So yeah, so speak freely on Squid Game because it might help me decide whether I'm going to watch it or not.
Got you. So basically, there were 456 people who were chosen to be a part of this game. And the reason why they were all chosen is because they all had this crazy amount of debt that they had to pay back to society or whatever it was. Like whether they owed the mob or
Oh,
owed banks or losing their home, whatever it was. So they were selected to be a part of this game. And depending on the game, was going to determine how much money you actually get. And I mean, it was a large sum of money. So, but they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They came in, they signed the contract, and uh, with the contract that they signed, there was only like three rules, and they were pretty simple rules. I can't even remember all the three rules, but they were pretty simple. Not that big of a deal right now. But basically, they had to do 6 games, and if you win all 6 games, you win this prize money. Literally, the first game is called Red Light, Green Light. These are all like Korean childhood games, right?
mhm.
Red Light, Green Light is literally like you have this machine. Matter of fact, so you have this machine who's singing, and she's looking at the tree, right? So she's looking at the tree, and then when she turns and looks at you, you have to freeze. And
Yep.
then when she's looking at the tree, then you keep going. If you are caught moving when she looks back, you're shot and killed to death. And so when the first group of people start getting sprayed, like half them niggas like got laid out, just died. There were some people who kept playing the game because they understood like, hey, it's not going to shoot me if I do this right. And then some people just terrified and they just died. So
Mm.
after the game was over, one of the rules was if majority decides not to play anymore, then they just terminate the game. So they decided to do a vote. It was just like, this is too crazy. It came down to one person at that vote, and they decided to quit the game. Um, So they all go back to their regular lives, but they still remember everything. They don't know how they got to the place either. They like blindfolded them and put them to sleep last night. They don't know how they got there. They don't know how they got back. So they all back in their normal lives, and they all realize how shitty their lives still are because they still are dealing with all this crazy amount of debt and all this kind of stuff. So the opportunity comes to them again, and it's like, hey, if you want to come back, you can come back. We'll do it again. 93% of the people came back and to do the games again, knowing that if they did the game incorrectly, they was going to die. So that's pretty much, the start of it. I don't want to tell the whole story.
It reminds me of another show. I forget what it was, but it was also Asian based. I think it was China though.
Okay.
Also on Netflix, and but they didn't have a choice. They were like,
sounds like China.
It was these kids who were the main characters, and they were just forced into playing the games, and they had to win to get back to their regular lives. And if you were given like after you successfully won a game, you were given like a 3-day like hiatus weekend, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But in that after that 3 days, you had to show up to win again to get another to extend your time. The more you won, the more time you got, and you could stack up your time too. So there was some people that was like off for a week or 2 weeks or whatever.
Right.
But if they decided to quit or to not play, a laser literally came down and went straight through their head and killed them instantly if they decided not to play.
Yeesh.
And most of the games were death-defying games. Like some of them, they even pitted you against your friend. Like you had to decide: are you going to live or is your friend going to live?
Oh man. Yeah, man.
But back to Squid Game, though. I'm gonna be honest. And this might sound bad, but I'm gonna just be honest with the people because that's all I know.
Right.
I'd have probably been in that 93%, bro. I'd have went back. I'm not gonna lie to you, like,
yeah.
Because listen, I gotta deal with this shit, or
mm-hmm.
on the positive side, I could win.
I'm trying to, and
I could win.
And bro, I don't know.
And then if I lose, I don't gotta deal with this shit anymore.
It was a dumb, crazy amount of money too. It was like $400 billion or something dumb like that. Like it was a lot of fucking money.
Oh, that's insane! You should have known. You was gonna die if you lost.
Right, exactly.
That much money on the line. Come on, now.
Yeah.
But I done went back.
Yeah. I had the person that I was rooting for the whole time just because he was so calculated. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was thinking about myself, like what kind of character would I be if I was in something like this? And I'm not gonna lie. Like you're playing to win and playing to live. You know what I mean? And if you was in this situation, like, and if I had to play this game, like, there was one guy, he was super calculated. I forgot his name on the show, but people know who I'm talking about. Like, he was the one that was, like, the brains of the operation and stuff like that. He lasted, spoiler alert, he lasted pretty much towards the end. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened, but, yeah. And then...
Dang, I'm about to watch this. All right,
it's good. It's good. I really wish there was a way that the last three could have won. Like that would have made me happier. Like if those three would have won, like it would have been great. But the fact that it didn't go down that way and it went the way it did, I was just like, I get it. They wanted season 2, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. But it was still a good show. And like I said, I think it really dove down on the human experience and human nature at its core, really breaking down different people's nature.
I heard some great things about the creator of it, as far as like his endurance, about like how many networks turned him down.
Yeah.
For how long, and then it finally popped. Like I can't remember the exact number, but it was a high amount of people. I believe networks who turned him down.
I believe that he tried to pitch this thing for like 10 years, and like everybody was,
Yeah.
I think everybody was just like, this will never do well. This will never, you can never sell this. It's no good. Blah blah blah. And then
Yeah.
Netflix took a chance on it, and it literally blew up. I mean, blew up, man. So
Yeah.
that's an amazing story in itself. You know, what I mean, somebody that did not give up on his dreams, and believed in what he had was special, and that should be shared to the world. And I definitely enjoyed it. Um, I watched it in Korean as well too, and I had the English subtitles. You already know, like I watched anime, so I already know the deal. I'm not watching the English dub version.
Yeah.
Like, get that out of
Yeah.
here. And I heard that the
Them
English,
English subs be off, bro. They be
exactly.
off.
And I heard that this one was really off too. Like the English dub was really off. So, yeah, for me, watch it in Korean. If you're gonna watch it, Austin, watch it in Korean and just do the subtitles. It's much better.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch anime too, so I'm good with
But
that.
all right, man, that was Squid Game, man. Go check that shit out. It was pretty cool. All right.
Top hill, top hill, top hill. They don't know.